Mary, it's Liz Yule from Old Stables Crafts here again. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for pressing play. I've got a project for you today that is highlighting both Sale-a-Bration items and also a Hostess stamp set. You may have already seen some of my videos highlighting some of the Hostess sets. I sometimes think they get missed, and I also think they get the fact that they are subsidised, I think really does get missed. So this is one of the spring-summer Hostess gifts, or Hostess stamp sets, called Thankful Life, and it's a two-step stamping set. So I also want to show you how I think it's easiest to stamp, because some people have been having difficulty, which of course means it's famous last words for me, and I'm likely to end up having problems doing it today, but we'll hopefully be okay. This is my really tatty spring-summer catalogue. I must take these post-its off because they don't mean anything anymore. So this set is on page 3, so it's right at the front of the catalogue, and it's photopolymer, and the important thing that I want you to note is that it does actually tell you what the value would be if this was a retail item rather than a Hostess reward. So it would be £19, but if you buy it with Hostess rewards, you only have to spend £11.50 of your Hostess rewards. And remember, during Sale-a-Bration, which finishes at the end of March, if your order is over £200, you get an extra £20 towards your stamping rewards. So what a great way to add an extra item to your free stamping rewards than to add this. So yeah, let's get started. So this one I have done with a crumb cake card base, and I've used some of the glimmer paper from the Sale-a-Bration catalogue. This is the sugar plum, sorry, sweet sugar plum. This time I'm going to use the same colours here, but I'm going to change it up a bit and use mint macaron as the card base and mint macaron as the glimmer paper down the side. Oops, sorry, bash the tripod. Because you get, in the glimmer paper with Sale-a-Bration, you get sweet sugar plum, mint macaron and Bermuda Bay. You get 4 sheets of each of the colours, and the sheets are 6 by 6, so perfect for putting through your big shot. Yeah, let's get started. As I say, famous last words having said, I'm going to show you how easy it is to use this stamp set if you follow my code. So here we go. This is standard A6 card, so it's A5 or A4 cut in half, scored down the middle and then just folded to make a standard A6 card. And we're going on the landscape version, and then this is 4 1/8 by 3 inches, and I will have all of these, including the metric measurements, on the associated blog post, which is linked below as always. So let's get started. Oh, the only other things to add are 2 tiny weeny slithers of the glimmer paper. I can't really give you a measurement for that other than teeny. I mean, it's about 1/8 of an inch, so teeny tiny. Right, I'm using my Stampin' Piercing mat because these are photopolymer. I'm going to start with Sahara Sand and Crumb Cake for the vase. I'm going to do the base of the vase in Sahara Sand. So I'm just going to ink that up. And the joy, of course, of photopolymer is you can see when it's properly inked. You can also see the position. Let's get the bits of glitter off. So this is a standing on tiptoe moment. Actually, I'm going to ink that again because the photopolymer does tend to pool quite quickly, but then if you push it down, it evens out. So there we are. So that will actually fade as it dries. Pop that to one side to clean in a moment. Then take the crumb cake, and this next image, this is the vase, and then this is the highlight, or you could use this, which is sort of bubbles. So if you were to do this in a softer colour, or a sort of more water-based colour, so maybe soft sky and pool party, or soft sky and soft sky, and you could do stamping off. So I'm just inking up with my crumb cake this funny little curve, and because it's photopolymer, even though I can't be right on top of it, I can see where I'm stamping. So there we are. This is on the G block, and the vase I had on a C block. G block isn't actually one of the suggested blocks, but it seemed to work, so why not, I thought. Right, I'm now going to take the E block, and the first image that I am going to take is the one that I'm going to do as the kind of leaves, and that is, let me find it, it's this one. So it's the one with what I call the stars, so it's this crisscross here, and it's got all these little dots, but it's got lots of dots. These have got some, what I think of as lassos, and these are just dots and stars. So find the dots and stars stamp, and it is here, and I have used this quite a lot, as you can tell, because it's already picking up. I've used it on red quite a lot, because it's already picking up the dye. It's still clean. This is clean. I mean, if I stamp it, you can see it's clean. So this is going to be in mint macaron. Remember that mint macaron is one of the 2015-2017 in colours. So if it is one of your favourite colours, and I think a lot of people do like it, I get the feeling a lot of people didn't like it, but now do like it a lot. Come the end of the current annual catalogue at the end of May, this will be going. So if you've got this ink pad, get the refill. The refill's actually on back order at the moment, but it is still available. It is just on back order. So yeah, any of the 2015-2017 in colours, if you want either the ink refills or any of the cardstock, get your order in while you can. And obviously you can use that to help with Sale-a-Bration orders. So a good time to stock up. So all I need to make sure with this is that there's a little tab here. I don't know if you can see it. I've managed to ink it quite nicely, so you should be able to see it. That's up. And then where the cutaway is where the vase goes. So the only thing with the first stamp that you need to make sure is that you don't stamp over the vase. So while that's sitting there and just soaking, I shall put my mint macaron away. And there we are. It's a kind of weird image, isn't it? Now, I am going to need to clean up between stamps because I need to use the same block. So, I've got my stamping scrub off to the side here. So, that's that cleaned up and back on the sheet. Probably need to give these a wash because they are they're beginning to lose their tackiness. And you can just wash them with warm soapy water. Right, so the next image that I want, having got the stars down, is the lasso. So let us find the lasso, which is this one. And again, I'm going to pop that on the block so that the arrow is pointing up. And this one, the lasso, I do in So Saffron. And the key with this is that there are two, there are two circles. I don't know if you can see these circles of dots, and those go over the stars. So if you get those lined up, you're pretty well guaranteed to be in the right place. So let me see if, even though I am not able to go fully over the stamp. Yeah. Right, so while that's doing its thing, let's pop this away. Give that a proper push. It's funny how it goes orange. Oh, and I've managed to catch. I've caught up there. Fortunately, with this stamp set, it doesn't really matter. That's because I didn't push that down properly. So learn from my mistakes. But because this is a stamp set where there are all these little dots, it doesn't really matter too much. So I'm not going to worry about that. Let's pop this back and pull up the last one, which is actually the one that has the fewest images on it. But again, let's pop this so that the arrow is up and make sure it's properly stuck down this time. And bring in the Sweet Sugar Plum. Now, the only thing I can say with the Sweet Sugar Plum, or this last one, is that you're filling in the gaps. So you can see that there are some very obvious gaps, and that is what we're filling in. So that here is going to go around this cluster here. So that's that, and also these are going to fill in this gap here. So let us see how well we can line this up, given, as I say, that I can't go immediately over the stamp because the camera's in the way. There you go. So that's that. Quite pleased with that. That will fade, or that will all fade. If I bring in the original, you can see that the Sweet Sugar Plum fades quite a lot when it dries. So if I bring in my card base and some Tombow, and you can see that although there is that yellow dot at the top, because there are other yellow dots, it really doesn't show. So a bit of Tombow on the back. And just make sure that you're reasonably into the corners. Tombow, as you've probably heard me say before, is a question of less is more. And then I'm just going to pop that down so that it lines up on the top. Press it down, and then with the Tombow again, I'm just going to go and put a very small line of Tombow down here, and you can actually use the edge of your card, the white card, as a guide, and then bring in one of your slivers and line it up at the top, line it against the edge of your cardstock, and again you can actually push it against your cardstock and that will stick. And then again, I'm going to turn it over so I can push against the cardstock again. Just a very small amount. And bring in the other piece of glimmer paper. And again, line it up at the top. Just need to push that down a bit because it's a little over the edge. And then while those are finally drying, I shall bring in my Thankful. I'm not convinced that mint macaron will stamp over the crumb cake, so I'm going to go with or the Sahara Sand as it is, I'm going to go with the Sweet Sugar Plum again and the Thankful stamp. And again, I'm going to come off to the side and just stamp. And that's that. And now the glimmer paper should be reasonably well stuck to the card. So from the back, let's open that up, just trim, and trim, and there we go. So that's those two cards. Let's get rid of that. So slightly different take on it. This very much more tone on tone, and this is a bit more contrasting, but basically the same card. So I hope you enjoyed that. Remember that Sale-a-Bration, end of the month, then it's gone, end of March. If you want to place an order, which I hope you will, there's a link to my online store below. There's also a link to joining my team. I've been having great fun over the last few weeks sending out starter packs to my team. I send all sorts of goodies out as a welcome gift. And until the end of March, you get your extra 2 stamp sets that are your choice. So you could end up getting £200 worth of stuff for £99, inclusive of postage and packing. So that's always good. So if you're thinking about joining, now really is the best time to do that. It's always a good time, but now really is the best time. If you want to place an order with me, as I say, that would be great. Have a look at the at my website. If your order is over £25, you will find that there is a hostess code. So depending on when you're watching this, depends on what the code will be. But during March, the hostess code is UCCUKJFE. And if you use that, if your order is between £25 and £150, then you get to join with everybody else on the order on that code, and get to share in some hostess rewards. If your order's over £150, please don't use it, because you'll get your own hostess rewards. So yeah, whatever your order is, so long as it's over £25, and if it's between £25 and £150, you use the code, you will also join my VIP club, and you get extra goodies for being a member of my VIP club. So why not? Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. It's a reasonably short video for me. So if you did, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, which is my face, or you can find it on my channel anyway, and then you'll get notified of when there are new videos. So I hope to see you again very soon. Thanks a lot. Take care.